They don't think like you. They don't sleep like you. And they definitely don't live like you. Behind closed gates and encrypted security systems, there exists a hidden world where habits look like rituals and routines feel like code. A world where one billionaire insists on sitting in total silence for 6 hours a day. Where another built a replica of his childhood bedroom in every home he owns. And one man, you won't believe what he did at 3:47 a.m. every morning. These are 15 strange habits of billionaires you were never meant to know. And by the end, you'll ask yourself, is this brilliance or something darker? 1. The 3:47 ritual. They called him the engineer, worth over $9 billion. Silent, obsessive, and reclusive. Every night, without fail, he'd wake at exactly 3:47 a.m. No alarm, just instinct. He'd walk barefoot into a room with no windows, no furniture, only a whiteboard and a chair facing east. There, he'd scribble equations, alone, for exactly 29 minutes. His staff was forbidden to enter during this time. He claimed this was when the world was quiet enough to hear ideas being born. Strange? Yes. But the AI framework he built during those dawn rituals now runs Fortune 100 companies. 2. The room of silence. She never spoke before noon. Not a single word. Not even a whisper. Her staff communicated via handwritten notes. Her dog, however, had been trained to bark once for yes, twice for no. No one else was allowed to make a sound. This billionaire investor believed language contaminated thought, and that silence gave her a competitive edge. When asked about it once, she simply wrote, "You can't control markets if you can't control your own noise." 3. The replica bedrooms. He owns 17 properties across the globe. New York, Tokyo, Lake Como, Dubai, and in each one, the exact same bedroom, same sheets, same lamp, same clock, set to London time, regardless of time zone. Why? He said it was to erase the friction of waking up. Every decision saved meant more energy for billion-dollar calls. To him, predictability wasn't boring, it was sacred. 4. The 1-hour meal rule. She once fired a private chef for serving breakfast in 58 minutes. Why? It should have taken exactly 60. Every meal she ate, alone in silence, was timed. Not rushed, not delayed. It was her way of asserting control over time. Because, in her words, time bends to those who track it like blood. 5. The isolation chamber. Every Thursday, one billionaire enters a lightless, soundproof chamber for 4 hours. No phone, no sound, no sensation. He claims it allows him to simulate death temporarily, to sharpen his perception of risk and survival. His family thinks he's paranoid. His bank account says otherwise. 6. Code name coffee. Every morning at 5:10 a.m. sharp, a white mug is delivered to a billionaire hedge fund manager. But the coffee isn't labeled. It has a randomized code name each day: Zebra Lake, Black Mercury, Obsidian. The point? To break routine and trick his brain into being alert to unpredictability. He believes it rewires his reflexes for high-stakes trading. No one knows what's actually in the mug. 7. The billionaire who sleeps 15 minutes at a time. He's worth $14 billion and hasn't slept a full hour in over 20 years. Instead, polyphasic sleep, 15 minutes, every 2 hours, around the clock. Doctors warned him. He ignored them. He claimed it gave him 22 hours of creative energy per day. Rumor has it, he built an empire during what the rest of us call REM sleep. 8. The fear drawer. In his office, locked inside a black drawer, is a single folder labeled "What I Fear." Every month, he updates it. Not to read it, but to remind himself it's always there. His philosophy: if you can name your fear, you can monetize it. He made his fortune shorting companies built on denial. 9. The mirror room. One billionaire has a sealed room in his estate. No windows, just mirrors floor to ceiling. Once a week, he locks himself inside for 2 hours. No distractions. He believes it forces him to confront every version of himself. He once said, "You don't beat competitors. You beat the parts of yourself that let them exist." 10. The 1-degree rule. Before every business deal, she adjusts the thermostat by exactly 1 degree, based on who she's meeting. Warmer for Americans, colder for Germans, neutral for bankers. She says it puts them at ease, while giving her control without them knowing. Power, for her, lives in details no one notices. 11. The fasting countdown. He doesn't eat for 72 hours before major earnings calls. No sugar, no solids, just salt water and black tea. He believes hunger sharpens instinct, and that profit is born in pain. 12. The child's chair. A billionaire VC keeps one strange object in his office, a tiny red chair from a kindergarten classroom. Before every investment, he sits in it for 60 seconds, cramped, awkward, powerless. He says it reminds him what it felt like to be ignored, and why he refuses to fund anything that doesn't make people feel powerful. 13. The candle algorithm. Every night, she lights 13 candles in a specific sequence. Each flame corresponds to a number on a spreadsheet. The wax melts are timed. If the burn rate deviates by more than 7 seconds, she reruns her forecast models. To her, randomness isn't chaos. It's a signal. 14. The cemetery walks. One billionaire bought a private graveyard. He walks it every Sunday, alone, silent, barefoot, no music, no guards, just the names of the dead. He says it helps him keep death close, so he never forgets what it means to be alive, or what it costs to waste time. 15. The blackout hour. Every day from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., one tech mogul cuts all the electricity in his house. No screens, no lights, no connection. He sits on the floor. Sometimes he hums. Sometimes he stares at the wall. He calls it his power outage for the soul, and swears it's the most productive hour of his life. The question you must ask yourself: these aren't just habits. They're signals, indicators of how the ultra-wealthy think. Patterns not designed for comfort, but for dominion. They don't chase normal. They sculpt control. They bend silence, sleep, food, and time until the world bends back. So now you know. But here's the question no one asks. If you had access to $50 billion, would you live this way? Or would the money change you first? Power doesn't look like money. It looks like the habits no one sees, until it's too late. If you want more true stories the financial world doesn't want you to know, hit subscribe to uncover the hidden playbooks of the ultra-wealthy. Comment below and then stay tuned, new videos on a weekly. Subscribe now because power doesn't shout. It whispers.